Say Raro Diego.
Hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another weekend stream. Today I'm joined with my good friend Baki.
Baki.
Hello. Here, I'll put this camera better so you can see us both. Today we're chatting again about, like we always chat about, the Balkans, life, politics, whatever. I have no idea. I got an ad. Good for you. I mean, good for me because I'm making money out of that shit. So, thank you for watching the ad. So, how are you guys? What's up? What are you doing this weekend? Anything fun? Anything interesting? Yesterday, him and I we went to Hunedoara in Romanian to see the castle because he never was. And what were your impressions of the castle? Did you like?
Awesome. Phenomenal. The favorite part for me was the legend about the well.
The well? Oh yeah.
So there is this well in the courtyard of the castle, which was dug up, and the story goes that the well was dug by 3 Turkish prisoners of Hunyadi János.
Yeah.
Because they made a deal which basically went, okay, you guys dig this well for me in my castle, and I will let you go. And János, or John, whatever, he passed away in the meantime, and his wife took over guardianship over the castle, and she basically trolled them by executing them in the end.
Yeah.
And they photographed this. It's not graffiti, but how would I describe it?
In the inscription, they
inscripted this one guy, Hassan, the Turk. He inscripted like a curse upon John's wife because of her betraying her word, basically.
Yeah.
Or her husband's word.
But imagine that, dude. Like, they made them dig the well for 15 years. Like, it was like, what, 28 meters deep or some shit. It was just straight in the ground. Fuck all. Big ass hole. And they're like, yeah, just dig it until you reach this depth. They dig it and they fucking kill him. That's it.
That's honestly horrible. I felt so bad.
Like 15 years they had him in a hole just digging, just because they were Turkish.
And the well is huge, by the way. It's like 2 meters in diameter, something like that. It's super wide.
No, but imagine that, like, you're living in a courtyard as like nobility, as the royal family. You know, there's drama over there. There's princesses walking around. You know, people are having fun, laughing, and then you just have like 3 guys digging a hole for 15 years.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane shit.
But the castle, like, I didn't know that it was like built up over the years. I thought originally that it was like given to Hunyadi, and then like, okay, he made it up, you know, gave some extra stuff to it, but actually he kept building on it, and then his son built on it, and then the people who inherited the castle, they built even more up on it, so it became just this huge complex in the end, which is really cool.
And they also mentioned a great fire which partially destroyed the castle, but they actually didn't. There wasn't a room in which they explicitly talked about the fire, so I didn't really get the timeline. But yeah, interesting, super interesting. I don't know what to say.
No, but the most interesting part about it was learning that there was like the court over the years, centuries, was made up out of different Balkaners. Like the Hunyadi family married in with Croatians, with other Hungarians, Romanians, fucking, there were like even Serbs over there. And I was just thinking, like, imagine the fucking banter back in the day, like the drama over that shit. Like, what was going on?
Like, one of the towers even has a Serbian name.
Yeah.
It's named Nebojša, and it's Nebojša is basically a given name in Serbian, which means fearless.
Yeah,
basically.
Which was really funny, but it was like separate completely. You have to go through this long ass hallway to get to it. It's like the seclusion zone, and in every room, I don't know why, they had like beds, and then they would have like a medieval cuck chair, which was fucking weird. Like, so yeah,
bro. I'm not jealous of the medieval nobility because those thrones, they look super uncomfortable.
Yeah,
honestly.
Imagine having to sit there and just like listening to this bullshit like going on. Like, oh no, my cow died. Please, King, help me. It's like, what the fuck you want me to do? And having to listen to that for like 20 hours a day, not even, just sitting in this uncomfortable chair with your posture, like, yeah, I'm the big dick guy here. Yeah. So let's
Thank
see.
you, Thomas Jefferson, for inventing the swivel chair.
So yeah, have you visited every country in the Balkans? Yeah, I have. What about you? How many countries did you visit in the Balkans?
I live in Serbia, obviously. I've been to Bosnia
Mm.
very regularly because my mom is from Bosnia. I've been to Croatia.
Mhm.
I've been to Montenegro,
Of course. Like,
and I think that's it.
that's it. Yeah. You
Yeah.
haven't been to like Greece or Macedonia?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Okay, you've been to Romania as well, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been
like it.
to Romania, but isn't the Balkans the south of the Danube?
No. Like, listen, I fucking made like a bunch of videos. I made a dedicated video to this shit. There's no geographic thing about the Balkans. Like, geography does not define it because, like, you don't just cross a river and all of a sudden, oh, it's different. It's the same shit. It's literally defined by the Turkish sphere of influence from medieval part. So that incorporates both Romania, Hungary, and, well, not so much Slovenia. That's why I would even argue Slovenia is not Balkan.
I've been to Hungary, if that counts.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I
it
mean,
counts.
yeah, but Hungary is sort of like the borderlands, like the transition period, So that's about it. But yeah, North Macedonia, you irredentism supporter. Ooh, no, that fucking North Macedonia is like such a stupid name thing.
I don't know. I really don't. I think the naming controversy is idiotic.
Oh, absolutely. Like, imagine getting mad over a country having the name, I don't know, from your region or something. Like South Sudan as well is like a similar situation, and nobody gave a shit. It was like, okay, they're south of Sudan now, so South Sudan. Woo.
Yeah, and what's insane is that like the Macedonian state, the political establishment, I feel, really tried to give to give in to the Greeks. Like, weren't they the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia before this? Like,
it was like such a stupid official name, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, FYROM. That's what they called them.
Yeah, I think the funny thing when you talk about history and politics with Balkan people is that these people are addicted to the word concept fallacy.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the most insane part.
No, it's the same with like Kosovo. Here, like avid Serbian nationalists will go, "Oh, you don't call it Kosovo; it's Kosovo i Metohija." They have to stress like Metohija as well, like the full name, or Bosnia and Herzegovina. Like, they really push for that. Shit.
Okay, there is an interesting fact about that, by the way. The way I understood it is. The region called Metohija was actually sovereign Montenegrin territory up to World War I.
Really?
That's the interesting part. Yeah, there in Metohija, there was the former seat of the Serbian Patriarch, the monastery in Peć, or Peja, I think they call it in Albania.
No,
I don't know how it's pronounced though.
Yeah, it's Peja.
It's
like
Peja,
in Albanian, the J is also Y.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but yeah, for those of you that don't know, Metohija is like the southern part of Kosovo, so that's where Peć is.
It's more eastern.
No,
western. Sorry, it's western.
Yeah, west south. I know what's its
Southwest,
name. Prizren is in Metohija, technically.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me look up a map of it. I'll share it. Wait, Kosovo Metohija map. Because that's what I remember. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I'm retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah. No, it is.
Oh,
it is. Okay. Okay. Here, let me just share this.
You should maybe pull up a map of like the Kingdom of Montenegro.
Okay. Here, let's do that as well.
To confirm my genius here.
Yeah. Here. So, okay, Kosovo. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I used to imagine it was like divided by this line. Like, this was Kosovo and this is Metohija. But okay.
I thought Metohija was smaller. Honestly.
Yeah.
No. Like, I thought it was just Peć and Đakovica.
No, but it's this entire. So Prizren is part of Metohija. That's the thing. But was a map of medieval Montenegro, right?
No, it's
Or-
the modern state.
Okay,
It's just Kingdom of Montenegro.
okay,
Just type
fuck
in.
it. Kingdom of fucking hell. Kingdom of Montenegro map. Fuck it. Yeah, okay. Shit. Yeah, this part, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had parts of Kosovo, well, Metohija technically in Montenegro. See, I didn't know that, but that's interesting actually.
And the funny thing is, I
Okay.
think I have a friend who is like here from Vojvodina. I met him in Novi Sad,
Mm-hmm.
and one of his grandfather came after World War II to Vojvodina, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he described himself as Montenegrin, even though he was from Peć. That was super interesting to me.
Really?
Yeah, he called himself Montenegrin.
Yeah. So technically, so Kosovo is Montenegro. If we're looking at
Yeah,
it,
so true.
So now, so they have a claim as well on it. But damn, that's interesting. Why haven't the Montenegrins tried to replace Metohija? They really want to, but they slept on it. I mean, you answered your own question essentially. No, I mean, I don't know. Montenegro never really tried to expand. Really, I don't know. The nationalists. I don't even know what the Montenegro nationalists have claims on outside of modern
It's
Montenegro.
the Montenegro situation is super weird, and yeah, I think the what the Montenegro nationalism even is a very controversial topic in itself, because you can go at it from a civic nationalist angle, like, okay, we have a liberal state which separated from Yugoslavia and all that, and then you have people who claim that Montenegrins are an ethnicity, basically, that has a separate ethnic history, that they are not Serbs and all that. And okay,
Just okay. No, that for me is like, I don't know. I'm not a Serbian nationalist by any means, but it's like kind of like, okay, you can be your own state, you can have your own identity. I really don't care. But like they kind of are Serbs, honestly. That's how I take it. Like,
I mean, they are, but I think they are. Yeah. I mean, it's not really controversial.
but in the West, they take it as controversial. Like I said, I think in the previous stream, I mentioned one of Kraut's videos that he was like criticizing Serbia and Serbian nationalism for denying the Montenegrin language and identity, saying like, "Oh, the Serbs claim that the Montenegrins are Serbs, and that's stupid or retarded," some shit like that. It's like, dude, you really don't understand the region and like the language and the history of Montenegro and Serbia if you think that the Montenegrins are on par with like the Croatian identity or the Bosnian identity. That was for me.
True.
Like it's they're just, I don't know, a type of Serbs, I would say, seaside Serbs.
Yeah, I mean, what's the thing with identity in the Balkans, and the language issue is super politicized. And in my honest opinion, I just think calling it Serbo-Croatian is the best,
Yeah,
and the most accurate, because it really is the same language. I mean, it's 100% mutually intelligible. Really, it's ridiculous. I even think that the development of grammar was also joint. I don't really we didn't really prepare for this stream, so I can't really pull up hard facts and data. But I think the Austrian state really invested also in Croatian and
well, I mean, they had a literary
Serbian
movement,
linguistics, yeah, and developing them.
Well, from what I remember, maybe this is like Croatian propaganda I read, but from like the minuscule research I did on the linguistic development of like Croatia, they had a literary movement that like standardized the Croatian language before the Serbian standardization, and that's one reason I think nationalists push for like, oh, Croatian is like older than Serbian and whatnot, which was like a couple of years before Vuk Karadžić, I don't know, set in stone like standardize the Serbian language as well. But yeah, like you said, they're the same shit. They work together. I know Vuk Karadžić also met with like people back in Vienna, where like all the Serbs and
his greatest collaborator was Mr. Kopitar, who was a Slovene. I think
Yeah.
he was a printer and he printed his works.
And I mean, they conglomerated in Vienna, where both the Serbs, the Croatians, and the Slovenians, where they came up with Serbo-Croatian Slovenian, I think it was the name of the language, where they standardized and claimed, oh, it's the same language, we just
Which
have
is
like
dumb
different
because
things.
Slovenian is definitely a different
Oh yeah,
language.
absolutely.
Definitely. And I think this topic is a bit more complicated than people present it, because both, if we are gonna stick to the Serbo-Croatian like naming, there is one problem with that. Concretely, like the geographical extremes, like opposites of, imagine Serbia and Croatia being one country, right? You have this region in Croatia, which is uh, close to the Slovene border, right? And they have this thing called the Kaikavian speech, which I think is intelligible. I'm not knowledgeable on this, but I think, but it's very much harder
Yeah.
to understand. The mutual intelligibility dies off a bit. And then in the south of Serbia, you also have this linguistic, like I would say,
I think it's Torlakian.
yeah, like this spectrum where very much the borderlands of Serbia and Bulgaria and a lot of Macedonia too have their own type of speech, which is really
Their own dialect.
Yeah, I mean, they have characteristics of both like East-South Slavic, like Bulgarian, and like the West-South Slavic.
And then that's what Bulgaria takes. Like, oh, they're actually Bulgarians, even though like technically it's a dialect that they speak in, was it the west of Bulgaria, but also like they speak in, what is it, the south of Serbia, Macedonia as a whole. I think it's the most like similar to Macedonian, because I used to date one girl from Bor, but her mom came from Macedonia. That was like some North Macedonia. And they moved to Serbia. Oh shit.
Jeez.
Don't worry. Here, roll us a cigarette while
so true.
Well, with the cough. But okay, so back to the story. So she moved from like the north of Macedonia into essentially, what is it, Western Serbia. And she spoke Macedonian, so to say. But it wasn't purely Macedonian. Like it was, but she still identified herself as a Serb. But it was definitely a different language than Serbian. And it was something that they spoke in this specific region. Like it was the most intelligible with Macedonian, but they didn't really fully call it Macedonian either. So yeah, like the linguistics of the Balkans and ex-Yugoslavia is just huge. What are you looking at?
There is a comment about the from a Kaikavian speaker.
Where? I speak Kaikavian, and people barely understand us. The closer you get to Slovenia, the less you can understand us, I guess. I mean, makes sense, honestly. I know as a whole, Croatia has like a bunch of different dialects where, okay, the standardized one is from Zagreb, whatever it's called. I don't know the name, actually, like that central region of Croatia. But if you go to Dalmatia and other parts, like those people, if they speak their dialect, the people in Zagreb are not going to fucking understand them.
I mean, these linguistics are kind of hard for an outsider to understand because we have a word called nareči. And what that basically means is, do you use when around the letter E or E, the E sound, do you add the J, ye? Do you use just the E? Or in Dalmatia you have the E?
Yeah.
Instead of E, ye, you use I. The I letter, right?
Like the best way to use it is in an example, like for the word beautiful, lepo. That's how you would say it in Serbian, lepo. But in, I guess, what would different dialect, like
in a lot of Croatia,
you would say
Bosnia, and also I think the west of Serbia. A lot of the west of Serbia. I've been there, and the type of speech I heard there is very much similar to the way Bosnians speak. And they would also say lijepo.
Lijepo.
While Dalmatians would say lipo, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be essentially the change that goes on. And that's what they claim. Oh, we're a completely different language just by the way we pronounce words with the S sound, like what they do exactly. And then in Bulgaria, we say krasiva, XD.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, krasivo and krasiva, I think that's like the old Slavic way. Like in Russia, they say krasivo,
Oh, which word is that?
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
krasivo.
know. From what I understand, krasno means red, but it can also mean beautiful, right?
I studied Russian shit. I should know. No, it was like something else for
Like
Russian.
in Serbian, you can say prekrasno.
Yeah, but that's like beautiful. But krasno is like I think comes from krasivo, or like oh, it's something
But I know
beautiful. Yeah.
krasno is definitely red in.
Right, here, let's look it
I
up.
mean, you have the Red Army song "Krasnaya Armia Cherny Baron."
Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
Krasno. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is red. So yeah, Krasno is red, I believe. Considering the Red Army was called Krasna Arma.
When this guy said, like in Zagreb, they laugh at him when he calls sneakers, whatever they call them. In Banat, we have this super unique thing where this, like, how do you call those? Mm, the thing you keep
Yeah,
the pencils in and stuff.
I think it's a pencil holder, like the thing you take to school where you hold all your school supplies. It like I think it's not just in Banat, but like the whole of Serbia. There's like a debate on what do you call it because each
Yeah.
region calls it different.
Okay, so from what I heard, the most popular word for the pencil holder is pernica. I also heard
Yeah.
in Subotica people say peratonica or something.
Peratonica, yeah,
But in Banat, we call it štilorka,
yeah.
which is like probably a German loan word.
Yeah. It's a fucking stupid ass shit. Pernica in Croatian as well, yeah. So we're even different. Banat is a separate language, you know.
So true, so true.
Or plumbiera in Romanian.
I mean, I did a lot of seasonal agricultural work this year, and I've had the chance to meet a lot of people, the type of people I never really been around with, like older, more how do I say, more rural people,
Yeah.
people who live a bit more of an isolated lifestyle, and they use a lot of Romanian and German words and even Hungarian words in their speech. I
Yeah.
mean, they speak Serbian, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they call breakfast fruštuk, like
Yeah,
fruštuk.
but that's like a Banat thing, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
completely
is.
Banat thing. Like my mom would always say for breakfast frühstück, and she would use it as a verb, like "come, let's frühstück," essentially.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
And also, like, I think prostul is a Romanian word.
Yeah,
right?
prost is like stupid, but it also in Serbian
Simple, a simpleton.
Yeah, simpleton. Yeah, it was just like really funny when I heard. But when you want to call someone stupid in Romanian, you go prostule.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I've heard that word very recently among those kinds of people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a lot of loan words from German in Hungarian. Yeah, I mean, there is, but I mean in Hungary as well. Like in Hungarian, I don't know what's like a Serbian loan word or if the Serbs loan it from Hungarian. Like
Yeah, there is a lot of exchange.
like
definitely.
Mochka or Ostal or some other.
I mean, ostal is a Turkish word for table. Yeah.
Is it? Fuck. Let me double check that. Table in Turkish. Masa.
Okay.
But in Romanian you say masa for table. So I guess that's like the loan word. Yeah. Okay. So no, I think it might either be because I know in Russian like table is also like astal or something. Table in Russian. Stol. I don't know.
I mean, the most common word for the table in Serbian is also stol.
Yeah, but here in the north they say astal as well. So I think that might be Hungarian loan word, or I don't fucking know.
I honestly don't know. I wouldn't like be sure about anything.
Yeah. Yeah, pogača and kolač for breakfast today. That's what you ate. Okay.
Pogača is super based. I love Christmas. And I love being a product of mixed marriage because I can eat pogača twice a year.
Twice a year. What is it, like 2 weeks, one after another?
Yeah, true. Because we celebrate like both the Catholic and the Serbian Orthodox Christmas. So and the mom always makes like this homemade bread.
Yeah,
And
the
I
pogacha.
think pogacha is just I just find it to be like what homemade bread.
Yeah, it is homemade bread essentially. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of pastries. Like that's one thing I could never get into them. And in Serbia,
Pogacha is great when it's fresh and it's warm. You can literally eat it by
yeah,
itself, but it goes stale very quickly.
but I mean that's the case with like all pastries. When they're fresh, okay, that's on a whole other level. You ever eat plain bread that came straight out of the oven, like straight out, like from a baker's? It's like crunchy, like super squishy, soft. Like it has a specific flavor, but as soon as it like cools down and it's no longer like straight out of the oven, it's just bread.
Yeah. There's like astal is Turkish, like kavliya.
Damn.
I've heard somewhere that it's Turkish word, but don't quote me on that. I don't
But
know.
why do they use it anymore? Like now they say masa, and in Romania they say masa.
I don't know.
Fuck. So yeah, my sis smokes Marlboro, good brand. I used to, but now I don't have Zins, so I need cigarettes. Yeah, we need to get Zins before we head to the ranch today. Yeah, we have a friend. Well, she's my acquaintance, more of your friend. She has what is it? My brain stopped.
She has a horse ranch.
Horse ranch, yeah, which is really cool. Like, do you want to tell the story about that going on? Like, without going into detail, so like no docs or whatnot. But...
I don't know. So she basically her dad is also from Bosnia, and one time she went to Bosnia, and she's like it's a Bosnian Krajina basically, so barely populated in forested region, and she rode horses there. Like I think 3 years ago, she discovered horse riding, and she got super into it, and that's how she discovered her passion.
Yeah.
So just go out and do things.
Start riding horses. Return to tradition.
So true, King.
So, are there some more traveling videos coming? I love the Moldova videos. Yeah, next one's gonna be Ukraine. I'm planning to go to Syria this year. Gonna make more plans, more concrete plans once I'm back in Cluj. But I got into contact with a Syrian tour guide back there, so we're gonna make something happen most likely. So yeah, Syria in 2026 after the fall of Assad. See how things are going on over there. Is it really as bad as they're saying, or really as good as they're saying, or something in the middle? I don't know, but yeah, I want to see Syria. I've wanted to go last year as well, but then the government got toppled just as I was like booking everything. So I had to cancel it. Plus, then Israel started bombing Lebanon, which is where you had to like go in and cross the border from. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not doing that shit. So I had to cancel it. So now that the situation kind of calmed down, I figured might as well go and do it.
You've been asked several times if you've been to Republika Srpska.
Never.
You've never been to Republika
never
Srpska.
been to Republika Srpska. I always mean to go, but I don't know. I just never find a reason to, because I heard like Banja Luka is a really shitty city. Like, okay, the food's good, but it says like it's an ugly city. There's fuck all to do or see. Like, okay, there's a fortress, there's a church, but that's about it. And I don't know any other town that would be notable to go and see in Republika Srpska. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know, fucking ignorant about it, but I don't know what I would go and see over there.
I mean, you could probably find some things to sightsee. Like my mom is from Republika Srpska, and like the where she's from, the nature is phenomenal.
Yeah,
but you can go sightseeing for stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I've and there is also like she's from Teslic, and in the forests near Teslic, there is like this graveyard of a grave of Duke Momchilo, and no one knows anyone about it. It's just that it exists, and I don't know why it hasn't been researched.
I mean, fair enough. But like for the nature part, like every country has beautiful nature, and it's like, okay, if I want to see nature, I can just, I don't know, go somewhere closer and get the same experience of looking at trees. Unless you're going somewhere where it's really unique regarding nature. Like, I don't know, Afghanistan, you go into the Hindu Kush mountains, that's like super untouched. That's what I would say. Okay, you're going there for the nature rather than like, you go to Bosnia, to Republika Srpska for nature. Oh, I go into a forest. Oh, I can go into a forest in Croatia. I can go into a forest in Romania, in Serbia, in fucking Hungary, and have that experience of fresh air, trees. You know, it's it could be slightly
It really
nicer.
depends what interests
Yeah,
you. I mean, because I think they have there is this very acclaimed waterfall in Bosnia, but it's in the Federation, I think.
yeah. Like most of the main attractions for Bosnia, I think, are in the Federation, the Muslim lands, rather than Republika Srpska.
And
So
Mostar is known for its bridge and
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
So it's kind of like if you go to Bosnia, I think it's more worth to go to Sarajevo and Mostar. Even though I've never been to Mostar, I got sick when I was supposed to go over there. Had like really bad food poisoning, so I didn't go. But yeah, Bihać is cool. I don't know what the fuck is there to do in Bihać. That's like the other thing. Like,
I really wouldn't know,
yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
Honestly,
Uh, so
I
yeah,
think Bosnia is a super cool country,
overall, yeah.
but it really depends on what interests you. But the thing with Bosnia, it hasn't really seen a lot of development for most of its history. It's been super isolated and stuff like
Mm,
that. Maybe the fortress in Tešanj would be also interesting.
mm,
I really don't know. There are interesting stories. Like I like listening about the history of Mom's town and of Teslić.
mm,
And what was super interesting to me, and this is so funny to me because my great grandfather, basically, when used to go out,
mm,
he would always say, "Oh, you are going to Čečava."
mm.
So what does that mean? And there is a village which is, if you look at it on a map, it's huge. Like the half of Teslić municipality is Čečava. And I went to the English Wikipedia. Okay, I was super bored, and I read about Čečava. Čečava has a huge English Wikipedia article on it.
Really? Why?
And it was I mean, it's a village from the 11th or 12th century, and also in Čečava, uh, one of Bosnia's Ban's rulers was married to a Hungarian princess. Like there's some
Damn.
wild lore.
That is fucking wild. Shit. It's like the most random fucking town out there and just has, I don't know, more lore than America. That's what I would say the Balkans is. Just like the randomest village has like more history than all of America, but then it's like half as developed, not even half as developed. I think that's like the saddest part about it. Like there's a shit ton of culture and history here, but very little things were done to kind of like add on upon that, which is one thing that really makes me sad. Like especially with the small places. Like yesterday we were talking on our road trip about how the villages are dying and the rural parts are going out of existence because everyone's moving into the big cities. And like it genuinely is sad because dude, like these places have so much culture, so much has happened there over the history, and that's all kind of being lost to the sands of time in a way. Nibby123, thank you for the super chat. I love fat Bosnians.
So true.
So real. Yeah, let me go get some Coke. I'll be right back.
Damn, he's bringing that Colombian. You know what I'm saying? You know we love that Colombian.
We're doing the Coke stream. I don't know, get some glasses. But yeah, feel free to read the chat and answer some stuff.
Does Serbia have a BLM? What the fuck does that mean?
Oh shit, we got another super chat. Holy fuck. Damn, wait, I'll read you out. Here's my glass. Here's yours. My throat's getting a bit dry, so we gotta. Ivan Mich says, please tell me your nationality. I watched some of your videos, but I have not caught that. Pozdrav iz Dresdena. Thank you. No, my nationality, I'm half Serbian, half Hungarian. That was born in America. and then returned back to Serbia because my mom's a technically origins Hungarian from Serbia. Dad's fully Serbian, so yeah. I grew up in the north of Serbia, Banat, where we're at. Kikinda, as you guys know, uh, small town, 10 kilometers away from Romania. It's a good place, but like I said, like every other small town in Serbia, it's dying because there's fuck all for industry, fuck all for careers. There's some jobs here and there. Like there are some factories where you can live, work.
There is a lot of seasonal work, like
Yeah.
agricultural seasonal work.
But it's not paid that much, so a lot of people
You
leave.
can't live off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can live off of that, but while the season is on, which isn't a lot.
Yeah, so a lot of people just dip. And they go either abroad or they go to Novi Sad or some bigger cities. Shit, a lot of people even go to Timisoara here. Not even Timisoara, but like the neighboring small Romanian towns because there's like factories over there and they get paid decent chunk more than in Serbia. Like in Kikinda, one of the big industries here, one of the big factories is Zopas. They produce, I think, heating
elements.
Heating elements, yeah. That's what they manufacture. And in Serbia, from what I remember, this was like before COVID. I met people who worked in the Serbian factory here. But then they have another factory, like right across the border. I think it's like a 40-minute drive to San Nicolau Mare, or fucking
Not Saint Miklos.
Yeah, not Saint Miklos, as they call it in Hungarian.
I think in Serbian they call it that too.
Yeah. Saint Miklos. So they go over there. But so in Serbia, a salary for a Zopas worker in Kikinda used to be, I think, 700 euros or 800, something like that in Kikinda, if you go out here. But in Romania, just right across the border, it was like 1,000 euros. This was pre-COVID times. So a lot of people would just like get hired in Romania and then basically move 40 minutes to the next fucking border town over there and work over there because you get more of a salary and it's like the same living costs. So yeah, that's the thing. So in Kikinda, very few people stay. Like there's still people who stay, but most leave for seasonal work, or they come back for seasonal work, or they go work, come back, buy a house, renovate it, whatever the hell.
The thing is, a lot of people leave Serbia and then return to Serbia with like startup money.
Yeah,
they learn to do some stuff, and then they come back and start their own business and do their thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing. But I think that's like the entirety of the Balkans as a whole. They do that shit in Romania. They do it in Hungary as well. Like in the book that I'm reading about, this one right here. Shout out to Czernusz Imre. It's a bit of a grifty book, but besides that, he talks a lot about aspects of Hungarian society. And there's a lot of parallels to it, to basically Balkan society as a whole, where a lot of Hungarians also leave. They go to Germany and then they come back with like startup capital and they start, I don't know, build up their own bakery or ranch, as was the case with your friend and whatnot, when they have some money and they're able to live modest lives, but they were able to get that money to get things rolling, which they're unable to do in their home countries. And that's also like a really big case in Romania. I know a lot of people who went and worked in Italy and Spain for like 5 to 10 years, came back and opened up their own restaurants or some side hustle or something, and they were able to like live off of that decently. Not as much money they're earning as they would in Italy or Spain, but they're making enough to have a very comfortable life back home. So yeah. In Hungary, people usually goes to Austria or Germany, now mostly Austria because of the migrants, then only come back to Hungary to the family. I mean, Serbia is similar. They go to mainly Austria now, but a lot of them in Germany.
People from Serbia and from Bosnia are in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, but they like to be like.
I know people who live in Poland, in Slovakia. There is a Serbian community in Bratislava.
Yeah. Okay, I know about that. I have a friend from Niš whose sister went to Slovakia as a worker and then stayed, got married, and like settled, learned Slovakian and all that. Like it was like easier than learning German because Slavic language and whatnot. But it was like wow, well, of all the places you went to Slovakia to become a migrant worker. How the world has changed.
Are there people who commute daily from Serbia to work in Romania?
Yeah. Lots of them. Usually people who don't get a visa, so they go and do it for like 3 months at a time, and then they like chill out for 3 months, and then they do it again for 3 months. That's what I learned. Or if they have like secondary citizenship from the EU, then they do it like nonstop. Because what is it, like a 40-minute drive is fuck all. You can just do that every single day.
Yeah, I guess.
Like they have even organized transport, like mini buses to pick up workers here in Kikinda to go to like Zopas in Najkomlash. Fucking. So yeah. What nationality was Ivo Andrić?
I mean, he identified as Serbian. He was
102%
definitely
Bosnian.
Serbian.
Bosnian dude.
He's from Bosnia.
So Bosnian.
Is he from like Vitez or Travnik, someplace like
Yeah,
that?
so Bosnian. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Ivo Andrić is like the most famous Serbian writer. Well, one of the most famous. They fucking, you have to like read a bunch of his books in the Serbian school system. Was it?
Yeah, like na Drini Ćuprija.
Yeah, that's like the most
Most na
famous.
Žepi. Also.
Does he only write about bridges?
Yeah, so true.
Bro's like autistic, but instead of trains, he goes for bridges. Like, oh
Yeah.
I got a new novel, guys. It's about a bridge. Wins a Nobel Peace Award every single time. So yeah. I'm from Bosnia, take me to America.
So true.
Yeah.
I really want to see the Statue of Liberty.
But that was Nikola Tesla, except for Bosnia, it was like Croatia. I am from Croatia, take me to America.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ever been to the Elite Miskolc or Ost? I think I passed through Miskolc, not Miskolc. But no, I've never I haven't been to that many, small towns in Hungary. I've been to Obony. I've been to fucking, I don't know. What's the north one from Budapest? That was, I don't know. Small, nice town. I've been around Balaton a lot. I forgot the names of the places. Szeged, but Szeged isn't really small. Győr I've been, but that's about it. I haven't really gone to small town Hungary. I've been to other one next to Obony, I forgot. But the small towns in Hungary are really boring, dude. You've seen one, you've seen them all. They all kind of follow the same structure. And they remind me of Banat, but just not as dilapidated. They renovated a lot of the buildings, so it's okay, whatever. I grew up with this shit. It's not that interesting for me. So yeah. Yeah. Debrecen, yeah, I've been to Debrecen, but it was whatever, mid place.
They have a carnival of flowers there, right?
I wouldn't know.
I've heard about it at work while I was working for my electrical installations.
I just know they're big Unitarians,
Reformed. Yeah, I think the Reformed Church is headquartered there.
Yeah, they have a big university in theology for that over there.
Yeah,
a lot of people go to study that. That's the head of the entire thing. Even in Cluj, people who want to really get an education in Reformed, Calvinism, they all go to Debrecen. That's what it's known for. So yeah, let's see. Pobratime Ivan. Okay. How's your level of Hungarian nowadays? Can you use it in Hungary? Yeah, I mean, my Hungarian is quite advanced. I can read it, understand everything. I can watch almost all programs in Hungarian. My weakest point is speaking because I don't have a lot of practice, so I still sound like I'm a beginner when I speak because I take some time to figure it out because I haven't really utilized my advanced vocab in speech, so I'm not used to it. But listening and reading, almost fluent, I would say, high B2 going into C1 regarding that, definitely. But yeah, that's it. I just don't like speaking it because Yeah, it's a bit difficult to speak. Would it be feasible for the EU to enforce the basic human rights in member states to solve homelessness, for example, especially in the Balkans? How the fuck would you like enforce it and solve homelessness when they can't like I don't know. Without authoritarianism, I don't think you can solve homelessness. I genuinely think. I think the main way the USSR solved homelessness was because of the system, where it forced people to build um, essentially the commie blocks. It controlled the resources completely. It had forced labor via the gulags. Like a big reason why so much shit was made for free was because of the prison system over there. And then you could not own a house. You didn't own anything. The government leased it to you based on your um, work contract or wherever you worked. I don't think in the current liberal system that we have that you can solve homelessness without having control over resources and just the market as the USSR did or as an authoritarian state would have it. So I like I don't know. That's all I can say. Um, the EU hasn't solved homelessness in the EU. How would they do it elsewhere? I mean that too as well. So yeah. Try Finnish. It's the same language group as Hungarian. I mean, it is, but I've talked to some people who learned Finnish and Hungarian who know both languages. They say, like, yeah, there are some similarities in grammar, but it's not that much easier to learn Finnish if you know Hungarian. It's still quite difficult because it's still quite a bit different. So there's not even like similarities in vocab that you can like you know, call upon to make the learning experience easier. So yeah. Uh, let's see. We existed Yugoslavia since we demand no war, and Croatia was ours always. So stuck up EU. Okay, I have no idea what the
I
fuck.
think it's a response to another chat.
Yeah, we were getting the Balkan Wars again. People arguing about some nationalist bullshit.
Yeah, true.
Uh,
Imagine being fanatically patriotic for a dog shit place.
Kicking dynamite. No. What is it? Wait, someone asked, are there still protests going on in Serbia? Yeah, but they died down quite a bit from what they used to be. I mean, have you heard anything about them? I've only seen them in person, like when I would try to go to Belgrade or Novi Sad, but that's about it.
I mean, there was a lot. The most recent development, actually, was I think that they were collecting signatures for early elections, for
Yeah,
demanding
yeah.
early
I
elections,
heard
and that
that.
was relatively recently, like I think before the new year.
Yeah, but other than that, like I think the universities are back to working and everything's going. They still do like some protests during the weekends where they block the main highways in Belgrade and Novi Sad, but other than that, it's died down a lot. Also, we got a super chat. Wayne Renats, 98. Good morning. I'm curious, are winter sports popular in the Balkans? Did you grow up skiing or snowboarding? Love and support from Canada. Thank you so much.
I think they are relatively. I don't know about snowboarding. I know skiing.
Skiing is big.
Skiing is bigger, definitely, than
Yeah.
snowboarding.
I remember when we were in elementary school, they would take us to like these school field trips, excursions is what they would call them. And they would take us to like the mountains every single winter to do skiing. Like your parents would pay, you would stay at a hotel, the entire class would go who paid, and for like a week you would essentially just go and ski. Um, that's it. I mean, sports are popular in Serbia, but there's been less snow, so overall,
I think Serbia is headed in an interesting the direction sports wise. I think American football is getting much bigger than it was 20 years ago.
yeah.
In Kikinda, we have an
Yeah,
American
yeah.
football club. Yeah,
They're
it's called the Mammoth.
The Mammoth, yeah.
Yeah.
You see
So
like
super
posters
cool.
like come and play American football with us, and they like made a mascot in the American way as well. Like that's
And the
good.
funny thing in Kikinda is a lot of girls go to American football.
Really?
So, like I know only girls who play American football. I don't know any guys from Kikinda who play American football. Seriously.
That's funny because in America they take soccer or like European football as like a women's sport, but here they take American football. Fucking wild, wild. But damn. So yeah, Zlatibor excursion, classic. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's been to Zlatibor.
Yeah, and it was horrible. Let me tell you,
Mm.
I was in Zlatibor at in like the second grade, grade of primary school, and Kikinda as a town had then they had ownership of a like resting place.
Yeah.
In Zlatibor, and we used to go there, and bro, it was horrible. All the kids had food poisoning.
Really?
Except me. I was one of the. There were like less than 5 of us who didn't have food poisoning because I didn't eat anything. I didn't eat anything literally, and then I vomited at the last day because they forced me to take anti-vomit pills.
Really? So
Yeah.
you vomited from the anti-vomit pills?
I don't know. I had a huge gag reflex from pills
enough,
generally
fair enough.
back in the day. No, I don't care. But like when I was a kid, yeah.
I remember one
Because
day,
those anti-vomiting pills are disgusting. They have a horrible taste,
I've never
and
had
they
them.
have a taste. Yeah,
I don't think they even work, like, because that's the entire thing. Like, if you vomit, have like issues with your stomach, nothing you take can help. That's like the big thing about it. So you just have to like go through it.
and the thing with those anti-vomit pills, I think they are also sedatives. So that's
Okay,
a part
fair.
of the thing that they do. They try to put you to sleep, but I can't sleep in the car for shit. Like I literally need to be over 24 hours awake for me to fall asleep in travel.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I
yeah.
can't sleep for shit.
Same. I always struggled sleeping in buses, in planes, trains, plantains, everything. Cars as well. So I like do all nighters when there's like a really long trip, and then I'm like for shit the next day. But yeah, I fled for asylum in Serbia to escape NFL. Fair enough, man. I hope you're having a good time here, and the NFL doesn't get you. Shit. Okay. Will I be able to roll the cigarette? I can't roll cigarettes for shit.
I think a lot of countries now have legalized it medically, weed, but not recreationally.
Yeah.
I think any of them, yeah.
In the Balkans, Slovenia legalized it.
Recreationally? For
Well,
recreational use?
decriminalized it, so like you can actually buy it in dispensaries. They can't prosecute you for that. You can buy edibles, no problem, like THC in Slovenia, and they're strong. Greece, I think it's been made completely medical. I don't know if it's decriminalized. I think that as well. Somewhere else it was. I don't know if it's like Montenegro or Albania. I think somewhere. I think in Albania it was made like medicinal. Albanian viewers will correct me, but I think I heard something about weed in Albania. Not the typical headline, you know, but something positive, you know.
Imagine hearing something about weed from Albania. Super crazy.
Super crazy, yeah. But the only place like in the Balkans where it's like really like even in Serbia they kind of treat it a bit more lightly than they used to. Like if they catch you with it, you know, it's more of a fine, no longer prison time. But in Romania, it's still like very much you're going to fucking prison if you even get caught like with like 1 gram.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
prosecute like as if you have heroin. It's really bad.
I don't know about other countries, but Serbia is super funny because consumption isn't illegal, but possession is.
Really?
Yeah.
How the fuck does that work?
So a cop can catch you like high, and if you're not in traffic, he can't do anything to you.
So you can, so technically, you can go high to a police station, and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay. So I know my new hobby then. Rage baiting the police while high. Like, no.
Not a good idea, let me tell you.
Damn. Which should be mandatory for politicians. Dude, imagine if they hotbox the Serbian parliament and they had to do debates on that.
About what? Sorry.
If they hotbox the Serbian parliament and they had to like have debates while high, like against opposition versus SNS.
They would have. I don't know, man. They would talk about the most dumb shit. I think the Serbian opposition is horrible, and it's very unpopular too.
Yeah,
That's a huge problem. And I don't know. The thing with politics is like generally people think they have political opinions, but they really don't. I mean, if you're a fan of pro-Western opposition in Serbia, you basically just think that most of the Serbs are like idiots, and if you are a right-wing Serbian person, you are a typical right-wing Serbian person. You know what it is.
Yeah.
So
You've
so
seen them
yeah,
online.
politics here are super dumb.
Yeah, not the most fun thing to get involved in. That's why I like stayed away from it for a long time. Only ever do I like really do more research about it is when I'm like something happens, but usually nothing ever happens here. Same shit been going on for years and years and years.
What is the main divide in the Serbian politics on left and right? Yeah, that's the funny thing. I don't really think Serbia has big left-wing politics at all. I mean,
No, it doesn't.
you have a pro-Western politics, and you have left-wing politics, but they were really popular as like these waves of like ecological activism. But right-wing parties also tried to cash in on that when every right wing party suddenly became eco nationalist, when the ecological protests started happening. So yeah, I don't know. Politics in Serbia suck. I mean, if you look at it, when you read like the party programs of all the political parties, they are basically the same. They're all the same. They all want decentralization. I mean, based, but it won't happen. They all want to maintain our like fence-setting foreign policy. I think that will never change. I think there might be some good in that, but none of the official party programs are any different.
Yeah. No, in Serbia, one thing that it's like quite different from, I would say, American politics is literally the both right wing and left wing parties. Economically, they're all left wing. They all go for like government spending, government being involved in programs and all of that. It just comes down to, like you said, east west divide. Are we going to go with the European Union, or are we going to be independent slash more with Russia? That's literally the big thing. But even with like the opposition, a lot of them are also, non-EU, let's go be sovereign, like work the fence sitting policy. So I don't know, they all kind of meld in together. The big thing I think why the opposition isn't gaining any traction in Serbia is their main thing is, we hate the main political party. Fuck SNS. Okay, what do you stand for? We just don't like SNS.
And there was an economically liberal political candidate back in the day, like in the SNS era.
Thank you for the super chat, Sapphire.
Radulovic. I don't really remember his name. He was an economics minister in the first Vučić cabinet, while Vučić was prime minister, and he left the position because I guess he has principles and stuff. I mean, I was sympathetic to him. Like I never voted for him, but I sympathized with him. But I think the thing he fucked up with is that he tied himself to like some really schizo politics. Like, I mean, okay, right-wing politics, but it's like anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. He tied himself up into that shit.
Dude, but that like movement here, the anti-vax movement and the schizo politics is super big in Serbia. I think it's even bigger than in the US. And it's also big in Romania as a whole. I think all the Balkan countries have.
I mean, they're all quote unquote schizo politics were always popular. Like when I see, I think the majority of the US believes that like cancer research, that we have the cure for cancer, and the JFK assassination and stuff like that.
I didn't finish it. Damn.
Damn, sorry, I really,
Thank
really
you,
on that
thank
one.
you. No, yeah, I mean, but
He is. I've seen a question about like the Serbian protests turning right wing. Listen, that is an idiotic statement, and I will tell you why. It's not that the protests really aren't
mm,
specifically political in their goals. They are primarily anti-corruption protests, and everyone is super united. That's what I feel. You really see like openly right-wing groups, openly left-wing
mm,
groups. They collaborate on protests all the time because they really have. We really do have whatever your beliefs are. A, if you're not a leech on the
yeah,
corrupt system, you also we have the same goals. I feel
I mean,
everyone in the protest movement has the same goals.
it's just to get rid of Vucic and the current political party because it's become a hydra in a way. They've completely consolidated power on practically every level. There's no independent institution at this point. And I think the main thing, okay, every political party wants their own to be in charge, but I think the big thing is that the playing board has been made so unfair that no one is able to do anything unless you're a party member. Like it's very similar to how things used to be under, well, socialism slash communism, where you had one party where you want to progress anywhere, you have to be a member of that party. And it's just now been done under liberal capitalism, I would say, with a lot of socialist characteristics in a way. So that's the big thing. Say, I don't know. Like you said, I think the main thing, and no one really knows what they want to, what direction they want to have Serbia go in. They just want to get rid of this current regime, and then I guess they're gonna figure it out, like go into infighting and whatnot.
And there was a very similar scenario back in the day when the people toppled Milosevic,
Yeah, yeah, that
where
was big.
where they we had this big tent government of
20 parties.
20
Yeah,
parties. And what's funny is basically like all of the political parties before the rise of SNS were basically cobbling governments together to keep the radicals out of power, which is great, honestly. But like there was a chaotic time. Like I even think the thing with people who are like who have these big geopolitical opinions like
mm,
America bad or Russia bad and stuff like that, they fail to understand Serbia because Serbia Serbia is a country for sale, basically geopolitically. I feel
so
no,
real,
no,
so real.
it really is. It really is. I mean, Serbia will probably never go into NATO. I think that's a good thing. But the Serbian military does exercises with NATO all the fucking time.
Yeah,
We are so the Serbian military is super integrated into the NATO strategy generally. Then, for example, Russia also has huge influence in Serbia, like culturally, but also financially, economically, and I don't know how deep we can go into some of those things. But the West too. So the thing with Serbia is Serbia isn't either pro-Russian or pro-Western. Serbia is just super cynically
who's gonna pay me more?
colonially governed. Basically, it's basically a colony, but for everyone. It really is. It
Yeah,
really is.
I think that's the best way to put it. Like, a lot of people like online see the world in black and white, and that's why they go like, oh, if Serbia isn't explicitly pro EU, pro NATO, they go, oh, it's pro Russia. But then the Russians as well, in most recent times, they've been slamming Serbia regarding Vucic's support over Ukraine and collaborating with the EU. So then they even like, I don't know, called him out on it, and he went out on TV and was saying like, "Oh, everyone can be mad, but we're doing what's best for Serbia," and that's just like playing both sides, which to an extent I can respect. At worst it's funny. At best,
Vucic isn't on anti-Ukraine.
no, he's not. He's just tried to be neutral to play both Russia and the West. I mean, he supplied weapons to Ukraine for fuck's sake, and things. Okay, it might be through like third parties, but he still did that. So like it.
I think a few years ago, a story broke uh, about Canadians purchasing Serbian weapons,
Mm,
and those weapons ended up in Slovakia, and they got transported from Slovakia to Ukraine. But also when the war originally started, like
yeah,
before the invasion
2022.
in 2014,
Mhm.
there was a Serbia. Serbia was trafficking arms uh, to the pro-Russian separatists.
Really?
Also, yeah, I mean there was a huge government scandal.
Mm,
Our minister, one of the top-ranking SNS guys, got sacked over all of that. Yeah.
fucking hell.
I don't know if I can talk too much. I don't really feel comfortable talking about that shit.
Then don't. In case SNS is watching.
Are there any eat the rich sentiments in Serbia? I mean, yeah.
It's
Aren't there
eat the
everywhere?
SNS. The SNS is seen as rich. If you're like collaborating with them, then you see them as that, because that's the ruling party, ruling elite. Anyone who's in any sort of way rich, except if they're not like a celebrity, they have ties to SNS. They are directly working with them. They're a party member, or they got rich because, well, they were subsidized by the party. That's it. So yeah, it's more like it exists, but it's again turned towards anti-ruling party. That I really lit the cigarettes shittily. Fucking hell.
I mean, tobacco is like towards the end, and the shit ends up at the bottom. So yeah,
Yeah. SNS was secretly sending planes full of weapons to Israel last year multiple times too.
they
Yeah.
also found some Serbian manufactured weapons in the hands of the Al Qaeda in Yemen.
Did they
Yeah,
actually?
yeah.
I know they both supplied Armenia and Azerbaijan at the same time. Like they
Yeah,
were
yeah,
selling both of them. So that's Serbian politics, geopolitics best summed up. Play both sides. You know.
yeah. Definitely, but in the worst way possible. Like, bro, like China is big in Serbia
Mm,
currently, and they opened like this huge tire factory near Zrenjanin.
Ling Long.
Yeah, it's here. It's here
Mm,
in Banat. And my first thought was, bro, why do you make a tire factory, which is like one of the dirtiest possible industries? Why do you do that on like arable agricultural land?
yeah, but that's not the end of the story as well. So they open up Ling Long, the tire
They
factory, all
built the
that.
rail tracks, but I don't know if they own them. Sorry,
No, no, no,
sorry.
don't worry about it. And instead of hiring the local population, they hired like a shit ton of Vietnamese immigrant workers. They brought them in from Vietnam and whatnot. They had them placed to live in like barracks, really poor conditions, all crammed together, and they were paying them fuck all. And this went on for years. And I think maybe last year or 2 years ago, the workers from the factory held like a huge protest against like the working conditions, and then the Serbs also protested with the Vietnamese for their worker conditions or like the exploitation that was going on. But like the Serbian government, SNS, was really propagating, oh, look at Linglong, it's like one of the best investments that were made in the country. It's making so much money exporting it here and there and blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, they're working with almost slave fucking labor imported from Vietnam, run by the Chinese. It's fucking insane. So yeah, Liglog Tire Factory mentioned. See, we know someone. He knows what's up. Cheap labor moment. Yeah, I mean they can't do it with the Serbs, so they go with fucking
I mean,
minorities.
the pay in Linglong is for Serbian standards really good, but
For
it's big.
Serbs, dude.
Yeah,
But
for
like,
Serbs, yeah.
but if they,
I mean, it's over 1,000 euros, like starting pay.
yeah, for rural Serbia, that's pretty good. like not rural Serbia, but what's the word? Fucking
Most of
provincial,
Serbia.
provincial Serbia.
Yeah. I mean, Vojvodina is like, funnily enough, the biggest contributor to the BDP outside of Belgrade, which is insane to me. I can't even imagine how poor the rest of Serbia is.
I mean, quite. I mean, there's fuck all. The more south you go, it's really bad.
I think Leskovac seems like a nice city.
I mean, yeah,
It's big. It's super big, like 120,000 people, something like that.
it's not that impressive. I was there recently, and it's kind of like, okay, it's fine, but you know, Niche is more impressive if you go over to there.
The Vojvodina separatism thing is massive bullshit. Never believe in that. Never believe in that.
Oh, dude! Yesterday at the border, we had
Like,
that situation over
that's
that.
such bullshit. Like, it's literally like culture war dog shit to keep like the retards in line. It's literally not true. Not true. Vojvodina is majority Serbian. The Hungarians in Vojvodina aren't separatistic. Like, it's idiotic.
Yeah.
It's a that's lunacy.
No, yesterday we were coming back from Romania, and at the border guard commented on basically my Ukrainian flag because I had it when I was in Ukraine to drive. So you know, the border guard, well, the police would be like, "Ah, okay, these guys are cool, whatever." And I just never took it down. And the Serbian guard notices the Ukrainian flag. It's like, "What's up with the flag? Where are you coming from? Were you in Ukraine?" I was like, "Yeah, I was there a while ago." I was like, "You know, that's very dangerous to have in Serbia. You know, it's sort of similar, like, you know, how they put the V here for separatists in Vojvodina. Or like, are you a separatist?" I'm like, "No." Like, what the fuck? Over the Ukrainian flag, dude. It was fucking funny. But yeah. Also, isn't Belgrade part of Vojvodina? It's like above the river, right? No. I mean,
there is Novi Beograd and Zemun
above.
are in Serbia in Vojvodina.
Yeah, technically.
And also Borcha and Ovcha.
Yeah, but that's like geographically. But municipally wise, that doesn't count.
I don't think they are. Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the municipalities, Vojvodina kind of has like a V sticking out above, which is like the northern parts of Belgrade. So it's, you know, geographically sure, but municipal wise, no.
Do Bosnian Serbs want to join Serbia? I think yes.
Yeah, they're
I think definitely.
really pushing for that. I mean, that's been the rhetoric, but they're like in Bosnian.
I mean, if we're talking about the people, it's really split. I mean, it's really hard to talk about, not politically, right? Because the thing is, the people like are aware. The thing with Bosnia is that their system of governance is super
dysfunctional.
Yeah, dysfunctional. It's built for failure. Definitely, it's like a mini Yugoslavia. You have like this multi
multi-ethnic ministries, but sorry for interrupting you here, but it was made as a transitional government. It wasn't made to be permanent, but it ended up being permanent because it never came up with a final solution for it. So it just stayed this transitional limbo state government, which is completely dysfunctional because no one really wanted this rump state to be, but it just is. And no one can agree on how to go forward with it. Like the Serbs in Bosnia, they've been pushing for autonomy since forever, and now they're turning it more into secession. Meanwhile, the Muslims in Bosnia, the Bosniaks, have been pushing for more centralization into becoming one unitary state with no federation, no Republika Srpska, no nothing. You know, just like one government institution for all three peoples. And then the Croatians, they've kind of been also pushing for more autonomy in recent years. But for the longest times, they've been like working together with the Bosniaks, but only on paper. But now that Republika Srpska is pushing for more secession and autonomy, the Croatians are also kind of starting to do that as well. So the situation is just deteriorating.
To be fair, I think that the Croats in Bosnia were always frustrated with how the solution ended up.
Yeah,
I know that that the politicians I don't really know about the popular sentiments,
Mm,
but I know that the Bosnian Serb politicians
mm,
and the HDZ, the Croatian Democratic Union in Bosnia, are super chummy. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah. So now I don't know. Did Dodik get out of power? Did they like call for elections in the end, or what happened? Because I didn't follow up the
I
story.
honestly don't remember, but his people are still running Republika
I mean,
Srpska.
of course, but yeah, because he was like getting too ambitious with seceding, and then he got
You
fucked
should
off.
probably look that up. I don't know. I don't want to misinform anybody. I'm really I hate our local politics and I try not to follow it
Fair
because
enough.
the thing is nothing is really gonna happen. I don't feel there is no appetite for war.
Yeah.
For example, I mean there is still a lot of arms in Bosnia, but I don't think the appetite for war is there.
No, I agree. No one really wants it. Everyone remembers it from how horrible it was, and I mean that people are leaving in massive amounts. Like the nationalists, the hardline nationalists, they're just a loud minority that's especially loud online. But in person, when you talk to people, especially in Bosnia, they're like, no, it may it never happen again. I think that's the
I
main
think
thing.
people are more casual generally. Like even
Mm,
in Serbia, I was in Croatia a few times. I've never had any problems.
yeah,
I think people are mostly chill.
yeah,
I just think that the thing is with the nationalists, they have the most formulated political opinions. That's what makes them how do I say, they are the best consolidated,
mm,
and they are super loud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Super fucking loud. I mean, we were talking about this yesterday as well about the whole nationalist rhetoric, even with Serb nationalist rhetoric over Timisoara being a Serbian town because the main church over there was a Serbian Orthodox church, so they ruled it over there back in the day, or that Janos Hunyadi was actually Serbian because there are like songs, epic poems in Serbian about Janos Hunyadi. So he's Serbian. He defended Belgrade, so he's Serbian, like that type of shit.
But it's like a lot of that stuff is basically a lack of education. I mean, for me personally, I think going into the ethnicity of medieval people is kind of
Mm,
a fool's errand anyway, because like no one's life is really documented like that.
yeah, no, absolutely.
With that, I think he was probably Romanian. Honestly,
I
honestly.
was like, damn.
And I'm Hungarian, so like
Hungarians fucking
exactly, bavljenje čarovim poslom, exactly.
A lot of Balkan nationalists live in Germany and Austria, anyways.
You know what?
Dude.
I have the thing to say about
Yeah.
this, which is super insane. Like because my mom is from Bosnia and I spent a lot of time there, and we have some family friends. Basically, I mean, we call them kum, like godfathers, but
Godfathers,
it's
yeah.
like a familial relationship. I don't really understand it because I don't think any of them baptized
Oh, it's like
any
close
of my.
friends.
Yeah, that type of deal. Yeah, and they have a relative from Australia, and this guy, he came, and his house is like basically a war museum. He has these Chetnik flags and the Chetnik voivodas on his wall and all of that. And his fucking daughter was also there. She doesn't speak a word of Serbian.
But she's a Chetnik,
No,
Kosovo is Serbia.
like that's the thing. Like, bro, that's the thing with like identity to me. Like, it's a personal thing. It's a private thing. Like, if you don't speak like Serbian or Hungarian or whatever in your home, what are you repping? Why do you feel like you're some great Serb living down under, right?
Yeah.
And none of your family speaks Serbian. Like your children don't speak Serbian. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, that was a big thing in America when I lived in Milwaukee. That there's like a huge Serbian community over there. They all center around the church, and they have Chetnik evening every year where they conglomerate. They have like a folklore competition. They grill chivapi, extremely overpriced. Like they fucking charge 5 chivapi $10 for fucking bread, raw onions, and like 5 chivapi. It's fucking ridiculous. No, but it doesn't matter. But they all bring like their kids over there, and they put up like Chetnik flags over there in fucking the suburbs of Milwaukee. They put up a big banner, "Kosovo is Serbia," up on the church, and then they start talking. Oh, we have to like protect and like work with our brothers back in Serbia and Kosovo. Meanwhile, the kids, they don't fucking speak almost a lick of Serbian. They know like a couple of words that they hear, or if they speak it, they have like a super heavy accent when they speak. They don't know the grammar, and then I would see like one thing that really shocked me. I think last time when I was there, which was like 2 years ago, there was this one 11-year-old girl, right, and she had a jacket, black jacket, which had a logo on it, insignia, Serbian Chetnik Krajina, with like a skull and fucking bones on there. And then like a map of Greater Serbia on there, encompassing Bosnia and fucking Croatia. It's an 11-year-old fucking girl that's living in the suburbs of America. And she's pushing for Serbian propaganda because her parents moved here and they're like going for that. And I was like, that's so fucking ridiculous that you're like spreading this type of shit. Meanwhile, you're like what 8,000 kilometers away from this place. You don't even live there. You don't have nothing to do with it, but you're like pushing this nationalism and like essentially ethnic hatred towards others. It's fucking ridiculous, honestly. And it is a meme for a reason that like the most nationalistic guys, they live fucking abroad, but they like push for it. And that's one thing when I like lived in America, I tried to get away from both the fucking Hungarian and the Serbian communities out there because the Hungarians are like whatever, they're chill, they mostly get integrated, but the Balkan ones, they fucking get really rabid. Like the Croatians, they even have a fucking church in Milwaukee as well, and they had, I think, Ustasha night or some shit. No one even bats an eye. Like it's fucking insane.
Yeah, I honestly think like I honestly don't know. I don't want to diss anyone, right? But I think Croatia generally does have a bit of a problem with some in some segments of the population because like they really try to wrap like the stuff that happened in World War II in some, I don't know how to say, you can't really apologize for stuff like that. I don't know. And the thing is like the church, the Catholic Church is I mean the people are divided. Oh yeah, the Thompson concert was crazy. Yeah, that was a crazy moment. It's honestly super scary and also sad. Right? It's fundamentally really sad for me. Like I don't even feel hate for anyone, but it's like I don't know if it's because I'm living in Serbia, so I don't really want to come off as biased. I'm just giving that's why I'm giving this whole spiel. But like I don't think that kind of stuff works in Serbia. I don't think that like Baja Malik Ninja would have anywhere close to the number of listeners that Thompson has.
He would have to go to like some small rural place to hold a concert. I mean, that's what happened before.
That is what happens.
He does not have like a stage in Belgrade or Novi Sad. He has to go to like some fucking town of 10,000 people to have a concert, or some village where they go and like, oh yeah, by Malik Ninja. Meanwhile, fucking Thompson gets sold out in the fucking center of Zagreb. Fucking hell. But yeah, for those who don't know, Thompson, big Croatian right-wing singer from the 90s, essentially. Yeah. And Baja Malik Ninja, big Serbian right-wing singer from the 90s. Two sides of the same coin.
I think that Thompson is a bit more principled than Baja Malik Ninja because Baja Malik Ninja,
he's unhinged.
Baja Malik Ninja, he's like, bro, he always, before the war ended, it's all about war songs, hate songs, like legit hate songs. Yeah. And then when the war ended, he wrote the song like called the End of War, and the refrain goes something like it was like the war was all about the money. It's finally over. It's a super happy song.
I mean, he named one of his albums "War and Peace" after the fucking novel.
Yeah.
he's I don't know, but the thing is, like, okay, he has some really nasty lyrics, but they're funny because he like kind of makes it so absurd. Meanwhile, Thompson, he's like straight up, we're gonna fucking kill you in your homeland and we're gonna fucking murder you. You know, by Malik Ninjas, you're a fucking Muslim. You're stupid because you're a Muslim. Like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I don't like you because you're a Muslim because you're stupid. So it's kind of like more lighthearted, you know. I don't know. Baya was shit posting. Thompson was, fucking going on Reddit and writing like, "Oh, fuck you, you're a subhuman." Meanwhile, Baya was going on 4chan. That's how I would put it. Uh, yeah. You're smart for not being right wing. That's not what we're saying. Listen.
Yeah. How do you even know that we're not right wing?
Saying like not being far right, an extremist.
Listen, apologizing for mass slaughter of civilians is bad.
Yeah. You can be left wing and right wing and apologize for like that.
Yeah,
type of shit,
absolutely,
you know, like,
absolutely.
So nothing to do with like political orientation. I'm not like one of those guys that thinks like if you're right wing or left wing, you're stupid. Everyone has a reason. Everyone has like their reasons for believing in that shit, and it's valid. I have my own beliefs. I'm not gonna be public with them because I don't want to alienate my audience. Not that I'm like an extremist or anything or anywhere. I just don't. I just think like real political talk of your opinions is sort of like bedroom talk. It's best kept for like your close friends and family. Honestly, it shouldn't be something that you talk out publicly.
And that's the old way of doing things. Like I know that if you're in Serbia at least, and I think that's in like America too. Like a few decades ago, the culture was basically like, don't talk about politics and religion.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I like. I'll talk with him. I'll talk with my other friends' family about it. Sure. But as a public person, I don't want to go out and talk about my fucking beliefs, just as I don't want to go and talk like, oh, what I do in the fucking bedroom with my girlfriend or other partners. I think that's like a very private matter. Same with like religion, as you said. I'm not gonna go out and say like, hey, I respect you can believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. Let's just leave it at that. There's no real point in discussing it because it's very intimate, I would put it. Plus, I had like people with who I talked before, some colleagues from YouTube basically ghost me because we had political disagreements. I have no issues with it, but they had issues with me. And overall, that's also what I kind of instilled this, that I don't need to talk about this publicly. Thank you for the super chat, Wayner. They can't see your name fully. What do you guys think of Westerners who move to places like Russia or Serbia for traditional values?
I find that to be super funny.
Yeah, first and foremost.
But I don't really diss anyone because I think being able to move places, live like your best life and stuff is great. But I don't really know what they mean by traditional values, because I think all urban Europeans are basically the same.
Yeah,
like, you know, based Serbia, based Poland and stuff like that. That isn't really true, bro.
Yeah,
that isn't really true.
You go to Belgrade or Warsaw, you're still gonna see fucking pride flags and you know, people smoking weed and talking about degeneracy.
I think yeah, the trad thing is like baffling to me, because I don't know. One thing, detour.
Yeah, go ahead.
But with religion, I had the fascination with like the Middle East, and what I learned about, and what I think that the Middle Eastern people and the Balkan people are super similar about, is that the religious identity is more like a tribal thing than a really principled religion thing, if you get me. I really find that to be true.
But going back to the question of it, like I've met a lot of people who've, like Westerners who moved to Serbia because of like traditional values. And the thing is, like for the first 2 years, I think they are, oh, everything's new, everything's a bit different. Wow. But I think after like that honeymoon period passes, reality kind of hits, and it's like, oh, it's not all it's made out to be. You still, like you said, you have this high urban class in Novi Sad, in Belgrade, who live very similar Western lives to people, well, in Western Europe and America, who have like similar beliefs. Um, you find out people don't get fucking married at 20 and have kids at 21. People are still here waiting until like 30 to have kids, and like they don't go to church as often. Even in the rural areas, people don't fucking wake up in the middle of Sunday to go to fucking church as they used to.
And the funny thing is with Americans, like Americans don't get that. I think they are the biggest churchgoers out of
Oh,
all
yeah.
the
Oh,
developed
yeah.
countries, and by a mile.
Yeah,
By a mile.
absolutely.
Like church is bigger than in America than anywhere in Europe.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think.
I don't think I've spoken to anyone who's went to church out like recently outside of Christmas, or was it, or Easter. Like, not just about my friends who are in my sphere of influence, but even with older people, like they just don't fucking go. Religion doesn't play that big of a part in their life. It's not as traditional as people think. It's literally just online LARP that comes out, like from the fucking
Definitely.
nationalists that push this. But then you go and you see, oh, it's just a fucking loud minority. Yeah. Like I think in another stream I'll do a deep dive in one channel called Attic Life. I think it's owned by a Russian immigrant here in Serbia who like makes videos about other immigrants from the West and Serbian diaspora who come back here, and then they talk a lot about, oh, the West, the traditional values here, how much life is better here than, I don't know, Canada, US. And I think a lot of it comes from like this rosy tinted glasses and the honeymoon period. Like I watched one video right now where it was like the Serbian diaspora woman coming back from Canada to live in Serbia. So she grew up in Canada. Her parents were first generation immigrants. She was second gen. And she basically, you know, no, grew up her entire life in Canada, only came to Belgrade for like the summer vacations, right? Until she moved here. And now she's talking about how the Canadian healthcare system is shit. You have to wait 2 years to get anything done. And how in Serbia, that's better. It's like, have you seen the state of Serbian hospitals? Do you know you have to put fucking bribes to get there? You still have fucking waiting lines. You have people fucking still dying until they're able to get like any major procedure done, like a CT scan or a fucking CAT scan, anything. You're still in a fucking waiting list. The hospitals are dilapidated. The fucking doctors don't give a shit. There's a lack of fucking medical um,
I think
supplies
the
and people.
hospitals are good in Novi Sad and Belgrade.
That's it. You go fucking
Like
go
the
to
hospital is kicking is horrifying. It's horrifying, and it houses a lot of like illegals. And I heard that they have some huge problems there, and they don't even have doctors, and yeah, I don't know, it's insane, honestly.
Yeah. No, like the thing is, like a lot of these people who move, they move to Novi Sad or Belgrade, and they come with a decent amount of money. And if you have a decent amount of money, you're able to live a very good life in Serbia. But if you're the average Serb, you're gonna fucking struggle. You're gonna deal with like the fucking gaps in the system and all of this type of shit, and it's gonna get really annoying, and that's why you want to leave. So like, yeah, for you who works online, who works like for this woman that was talking about, she works as a private as a teacher for a private international school, and I looked up the salaries for it, and that goes between 1,000 to 2,000 euros a month. It's like you're making the same amount of salary that like an IT worker here makes, more than a fucking doctor, by fucking teaching kids. So like, yeah, for you, I can understand why you think that, but like for the average person who lives rurally or in the provinces, that's really not the case. Fletcher NWO, thank you for the super chat. Are there still protests in Belgrade? There are some over the weekends, but that's about it. It's died down. Vucic fucking made almost complete total victory. It's over.
The thing about when someone said like Poland being really right wing, I don't really know a lot about Poles. Like I haven't been to Poland, and I don't know Polish people, so I don't really want to talk like I know a lot. But
Culturally, they are.
I'd compare it to Serbia. Like, okay, a lot of Poles are right wing, but that's what we were talking about, the internal Serbian politics. There's no left wing politics in Serbia. What does it mean to be quote unquote right wing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's different than how you count it in the US. That's a big thing in Europe as a
Definitely.
whole, not just
Yeah.
Eastern Europe. But with Poland being right wing, one thing is like more. There's more religion involved into the government. Like they banned abortion in Poland as a whole. Even the after pill, you can only get one per person in your entire life, like the Plan B pill, um, which is fucking scary. So a lot of Polish women who want to, get the Plan B, they have to travel to Czechia or Germany to buy one at the pharmacy. If they use it up in Poland. Same with abortions. The other thing was like the LGBT zone, anti-LGBT zones. Well, I think they're just pushing like the culture war bullshit, and that's why they put Poland as more right wing, more traditional regarding that. But
I know that they are like the most stringent on abortion in Europe.
what's wild is that like the EU has done nothing about it. Like it was really weird that they banned abortion because okay, abortion can be hard to get in Eastern Europe, but there's more of a stigma for banning it because during communism, especially in Romania, abortion was outlawed and a lot of people died trying to get one, and the whole system of orphanages was a fucking horror show. Like I can't even make a video about it from how graphic it was. I would recommend you do your own research to find out more about it. There's even a documentary on YouTube. I think it's age restricted, but like some horrific shit. So, like banning abortion in Eastern Europe, like in Romania, would be sort of like incomprehensible. It would kind of give really commie vibes, and that's why people don't do it. A lot of people disagree with it, and they go with religious values. So, like in rural Romania, it's hard to find a doctor who's willing to do it. So you have to travel to like a more urban center. But that's, I think, the entire case here in Eastern Europe. Outside of Poland, abortion is seen as sort of, yeah, it's normalized to an extent, except if you live in rural places. Like here in Kikinda, I'm not gonna name any.
I don't know a lot about abortion. I haven't gone into it, but I don't think there's no real big conversation about
No,
abortion in
no,
Serbia at all.
no. Like even in our small town, not gonna name any names, but like we know people very young who've had it, and there's like really no real stigma. It's like whatever. Talking provincial. Even like back in the day, some of my family members had them, and it's like no one really cares. There's still a bit of a stigma, oh, that person had it, but it's not really like, oh, it shouldn't exist. It's kind of like, could you not prevent it?
I really don't have much to say on
Yeah.
abortion at all. I don't have opinions on it. I think abortion is one of those issues that is good for the political elites because
Mhm.
it's super polarizing. Abortion is super polarizing, and in a way that's super fair because honestly, I think I don't think that we in the modern society really have come to terms
Mm.
about like the morals of abortion and stuff like that. Like I don't know, but it's really not a big conversation in Serbia at all.
Yeah, not at all, not at all.
But the thing is, it's a wedge issue. Like it's a wedge issue. It's super useful for
Mm.
politicians to have this big conversation about abortion.
Mhm.
But I still feel it's a super important conversation to have.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, let's see what is it. There's bullets flying every couple of days in not a very big city. 30,000 people in broad daylight. Teenagers being killed. I've had a friend shot and another shot and killed. I think that's a response to another comment or some shit. Are they talking about Ukraine? I think people in the comments are talking about Ukraine. Goddamn. I stayed in a hostel in Romania. And I met a guy who was one of those Romanian orphans. I think his life is better these days, and he lives in the U.S. now, but struggled so much in his youth and adulthood. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing about it. Like the orphans were severely neglected, abused, sexually assaulted, forced to live outside of the orphanages, out on the streets. So a lot of them lived on the sewers. You know, they had to do very nasty things to survive, and it's why a lot of people preferred in Romania like abortion over condemning your child to go into this route, because a lot of people didn't want to have kids because they were starving. They couldn't get enough food or resources. And then feeding another mouth, that meant like, oh, it was going to be much, much more difficult. So that was a big thing over there. Um, are there any pro-Bulgarian separatists in the Bruja? No, there's like almost no Bulgarians in the Bruja at all. I think they all got kicked out.
I think the communist government of Romania was actually deporting Serbs from Banat to the Bruja in like the early 50s because of like the Titoism allegations, like Tito Stalin split kind of thing.
Fucking based. I don't know. I went to Montenegro as an American tourist, and it was better than America in basically every way. But I also know I only really saw the nice parts. Am I out of my element? Yes, very much. Listen, Montenegro is a fucking mafia state, extremely corrupt. I don't know how they're able to like be so far in EU integrations, but okay, we talk about Serbia having a lot of Russian ties. Montenegro has even fucking more. Um, it's that shit is on a whole other level.
Yeah,
Money laundering, narcotics smuggling, like the villas you stay in, the nice places, nice cafes, they're fucking money laundering facades. It's a broken society beneath the surface. On the surface, wow, it's nice, it's sunny, nice nature, good cafes, whatnot. But then you kind of look deep in what's going on. It's fucked. It's fucked. Yeah, what do you want to say?
I don't know, honestly. What were you even talking about?
Montenegro. But here we got another comment. Are Serbs or Albanians the original descendants of Illyrians?
Your mom. Your mom is the original descendant of Illyrians.
No.
So true. I hate dumb questions, sorry.
That fucking question is like what gets both so rabid here. We was Illyrians and shit.
Like, bro, probably all of the people from the Western Balkans have some Illyrian descent. The thing, that conversation is also stupid to me because it's like, what does being Illyrian even mean? Yeah. Like, we could know nothing about them. We have no language, nothing.
We have a language. It's called Albanian.
Yeah, true. So true, King.
But yeah, how many gay lovers has Putin taken? Way too many. Albanians. Wait. Man, we need some better questions. Come on, guys. This isn't your best work. Let's see. I think Croatians are the Illyrian descendants. So real.
I mean, of course they are. Like, if Illyricum is basically everything west of the Morava River, then all of the people are Illyrian descended.
Bosnians especially.
Yeah, probably. And I heard about they actually preserved in some really rural parts of Bosnia. They preserved this Illyrian flute instrument. I really don't know much about that, but yeah.
Oh, but originally they wanted to name Serbo-Croatian Illyrian. Like the original Serbo-Croatian movement was called the Illyrian movement. They want to call it the Illyrian language, Illyria. You know, instead of Yugoslavia. I think that would have been fucking hilarious. You know.
I mean, yeah, the Illyrian movement was like the first. Was the first? It was a literary movement, I think, and also a cultural, political movement, right? And what happened there? What happened there is it was also pan-Slavic and whatnot. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm not 100% informed. Historians debate back and front. Some say Albanians having ties to northern Kosovo. I don't know what to believe. I mean, like I said, listen, the whole Illyrian debate is just fucking stupid. They look at genealogy and whatnot. They're like, oh yeah, Albanians, but literally everyone in the Western Balkans, because that's where they presided, and the Illyrians didn't just fucking disappear. They race mixed with like the oncoming of ours, Serbs, fucking Romans, everyone. That's a thing. Like they don't have full evidence to say, oh yeah, Albanians are 100% Illyrians, because we know fuck all from Illyrians. Like Baki said, there's almost no written records that they left. They didn't have writing. They didn't have fucking these archaeological things left, other than like some weapons and tools that were able to base, oh, they existed, this was their culture. We know nothing about them, and it's just like, oh yeah, third person reports and evidence regarding them, accounts over them, what like the Romans fucking wrote about them, that we have anything to say. So like, yeah, we can't say, you know, Albanians most likely because they have their own fucking Indo-European language, not tied to anything. Yeah, closest, but it's stupid. Everyone essentially has in this region those ties.
Klezmer is phenomenal, by the way. Love the question. But it sounds super Balkan, though. It sounds like it's Ashkenazi Jewish folk music.
Uh-huh.
I got into it. This is some super obscure music lore, but I heard about the Klezmer because of like because of this one avant-garde jazz musician, John Zorn. He is like a Jew from New York, and what I've seen in Poland, there is a scene of like people who play jazz music mixed with this Ashkenazi folk music.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's super interesting.
Damn. The modern descendants of the Illyrians reside in the great and very noble modern kingdom of Azerbaijan. So real. So yeah.
The thing with the Balkans, like these ancient identity we was stuff, is that I forgot what I was trying to say, but like everyone pretends that their own ethnic identity is a product of biology, but everyone else is a product of like immigration or culture or politics, and bro, it's most people. Listen, the pure people groups, the pure ethnic groups that exist in the world are in some bumfuck mountains, and they have a few thousand people in them. Those are the only pure ethnicities in the world. Like pure, quote unquote, right?
Yeah. No, I think one reason why everyone wants to be like the OGs is because of the whole Native Americans versus colonialists. So they want to be like the oppression Olympics. Like Balkaners want to be all the originals, and then their neighbors came in. So they're evil, they're colonizers, and therefore they're illegitimate, you know, like feeding for this nationalism and greater X country. I think that's one big thing. And the Albanians especially have this victim mentality where they, even though like the court in The Hague ruled there was officially no genocide against the Albanians in Kosovo. It was ethnic cleansing. Potato, whatever. But they pushed for genocide. And they really pushed for the Illyrians to like push, Serbs are colonizers. And like the Kosovo Academy, the Albanian over there, they teach that the Serbs came from the Russians from Siberia, you know, the Slavs came from over there. So like, they're not even from Europe. It's kind of like Balkan nationalism on fucking steroids. And every country here has this to a certain extent. Even the Romanians push this, we were here as the Dacians. We're the Dacian descendants. The Hungarians came in, they're colonizers. So rightfully, Transylvania is Romanian. The Hungarians also do this type of shit. Like, no. The Romanians, they actually came from the fucking Slavs, the Vlachs, from Macedonia. They came into Wallachia, and then they came into Transylvania when the Magyars were already here. They have nothing to do with the Dacians, so they're actually the colonizers. Every country wants to be sort of like the noble savages, and then, you know...
exactly.
The noble savages. Alexei Prokopev, thank you for the super chat. I just got my residence permit. What do I do now? Leave, bro. Just fucking leave before it's too late. Don't get sucked in. Save yourself. But yeah, we natives, fucking, we was smoking pot and running in circles all around the fire and beating up the Romans before the evil colonizing Romanians came. Like in Serbia as well, it's fucking funny, but they're pushing also for that like colonizer narrative. The Albanians came from the Caucasus because there's like a region over there called Albania. So no, the Albanians are not native to the Balkans. They're actually colonizers from the Caucasus, dude. They came with the Russians.
I think that the Albanians are actually English because the medieval name, one of the medieval names for Britain was like Albion.
Albion.
Yeah. So Albanians
We
are
was
actually
Britain.
English colonizers.
So it's fine that they're going back to the England. They're just returning to the motherland. Tell your buddy on the left I'm American. That's Team Serbia. I want Kosovo to be reunified with Serbia. That doesn't make me Putin bot shill. Thank you for the super chat.
Well, the thing with Kosovo sovereignty, I think the way it happened is like horrible, idiotic, and because a lot of because the Western patrons of like the Kosovo state ignore very real violence against the Serbs in Kosovo.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and the destruction of cultural heritage, all that. And the funny thing is, I really hate getting into these controversial topics, but I was listening to an interview on N1, right? On N1.
What? Serbian CNN.
Yeah, basically they are CNN owned. Yeah, and there was this one guy from the SPS party who talked about the situation in Kosovo, and he was like, "Bro, when the original UCK leadership, the KLA leadership, they." The political parties descended from the KLA leadership actually tried more to like renovate the Serbian cultural heritage and stuff like that because they need to legitimize themselves. While the Kurti party, the like the left wing nationalists or whatever Wikipedia calls them, like they don't even try, bro. They don't even try. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. No, they're really antagonizing the Serbs. But I think Kurti has like a stick up his ass because he spent time in a Serbian prison. So like that's one thing. But yeah, we're gonna run for 8 more minutes and then we're gonna put this to an end. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, super chats, now's the time. We're gonna run really quickly to put this stream to an end. So yeah, let's see. I'm in college, America. This girl came here for a year from Albania. You can tell I watch her videos a lot. So she was impressed of how much I knew of the Balkans. I still troll that Serbia is Kosovo based as fuck, man. Have you seen the happenings in Iran? I've checked some. I mean, it's protests. I don't know how far they're gonna go. I heard they killed like 100 police members over there.
Yeah, that's what surprised me. It seems that the protesters are also armed.
It's like escalating.
Excuse me.
Yeah, no worries. I'll take over. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think you've talked about it. No, I haven't. I haven't really delved that much into Iran, so I haven't really made a video on it or talked about it. Is Albanian difficult to learn? I mean, as difficult as any other non-standard European language like German or fucking French. So it'd be more like learning a Slavic language or Greek or whatever if you're learning English. Could Serbian intelligence prevent 9/11? West ignored Al Qaeda presence in the Balkans. Bin Laden supported Bosnian Muslim and KLA terrorists. Dude, this thank you for the super chat again, but like Serbian intelligence, they couldn't even fucking get uranium from Norway without doxing the entire thing, and they couldn't even run the nuclear program, let alone like prevent um 9/11. They're very incompetent. I think that would be a conspiracy theory, if anything. So yeah, like even now they're fucking incompetent as shit. What would be the U.S. state equal of Balkan countries? Shit, it's a hard question. Iowa, Hungary, Romania, Pennsylvania. Fucking shit. That's all that comes to mind, honestly. um, what do you think of Užice as a city? It's historic and etc. Since you mentioned my city was before in the Western Serbia video, fun fact, it was independent 2 times in history. I really like Užice. I think it's a really interesting city. Okay, it's very brutalist, but the architecture is really interesting. There's a lot of good nature. The canyon over there is beautiful. Monasteries, Yugoslav monuments, very much worth the visit. I love my time in Užice.
Mad respect for Užice. Pumpaj.
Albania, California, because California is 4 trillion GDP like Albania. Well, there you go. Serbia, Ohio. Okay, fair enough. Yash, why did you move from the USA to Europe and to Romania? I didn't like the cultural and just general aspects of life in America. So I decided to go back to Serbia to try my luck. And that's the main thing. I moved to America originally because of poverty in Serbia. So when I got on my feet, I moved back. Balash Corneliu says Jesus was Romanian and Judas was from Hungary, and Jesus didn't want to give Transylvania to him. That's why he killed him. So real. Thank you for the super chat, man. What do you think Bulgaria using euro? I don't know yet. I'm not very much for it. I think adopting the euro is generally a bad thing. I know a bit of an unpopular opinion. Not so much that I'm like euro skeptic and whatnot, but I think getting rid of your own monetary policy is a very stupid thing to do because every country has a vastly different economy from one another and industry, and using proper monetary instruments is a way to avoid crises. And we see that you can get into an even bigger one with Greece when they adopted the euro, although they did it by not disclosing a lot of issues before they did it. But we also see the issue of struggle with like Southern Europe, Spain, Italy, Portugal, and Northern Europe clashing in monetary policy because of, well, using the same currency. I'd like to be proven wrong that it was a mistake, but only time will tell. Wish the Bulgarians everything best. So yeah. Is Montenegro for Serbia as Moldova is for Romania? I would say so, except Montenegro willingly left Serbia, but I think
It was close. It
yeah,
was really close.
it was close.
And it depended on the minority vote. I think that the minorities really made it happen. No hate towards the minorities, but like, and also I think the difference is that the Montenegrin nationalism is much more organically popular than Moldovan nationalism.
Yeah, but I think it's similar to compare. Absolutely.
Yeah, because especially as both countries have like a history of political independence, and I don't know.
Okay, if the West did take side of radical Muslims and actually worked with Serbia, Al Qaeda and Mujahideen terrorists would have been crushed.
I don't see how that is relevant, honestly.
In a previous comment, he said that like if America took BIA and Serbian secret agency intel, that they could have prevented 9/11. But I don't think so, man.
I mean, they had a lot of chances to take the 9/11 intel seriously. I mean, they had a lot of They had a lot of info coming their way from the Philippines, from Italy. But I get what you're saying, but I don't know. Won't get into it.
Yeah, fair enough. Thank you for the support, though. I appreciate it, man. When you're coming to South America, we're like Balkans but bigger. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go to Venezuela now and maybe do like I don't know some other things. But I'm mainly concerned with like crime over there because petty crime against tourists is common from what I've read. And walking around with a camera, I think I might be a target, especially because I don't speak any Spanish. So I don't. I'll have to think about. But thank you for the super chat, Zampier.
Is Vojvodina Hungarian thoughts? Obviously not.
Not anymore. Okay, let's go. One last question. Anything good before we end the stream? Come on. You have a question? Now's the time to put it. Much love and respect for all your content. Very informative, and not to mention fucking funny. Australia-born Macedonian from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you so much, Melissa Dimovska. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you enjoyed this rendition. We'll be back on the next weekend with another stream. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday, and cheers from here. Bye bye. Okay, there we go.